And I'm not saying it's done or that I'm happy, but this is what I have. And I'm not getting the pulsing like I thought I would. It seemed to pulse a lot better on the ground. It may be that my assembly is not quite as good as I'd like it. I need to put some meters or something on that motor to see what's going on. It's behaving more like a diesel or something. I don't have the soundboard hooked in yet either, so. So if you're sitting on the track at idle, you get a little smoke. And then when you take off, you get some heat, and you get the motor pulsing. And I guess if you had some chuff going on, you could see that, maybe. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe that's right. I got the ball game on. I can't really hear this very well. Oh, yeah. If you get real close to it, you can hear ang, 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 right in there on the motor. The motor's warm, but it's not as hot as it was yesterday. As you can see, I did quite a bit of surgery on that housing. Housing normally looks like this, so that's quite a bit cut away to give airflow. I've adapted this board. The heat link was way back here, so I took off the heater, I put it in the stock Flyer position, and then I just jumpered it. So we are getting the smoke out, and we are getting pulses. That's it. That's what it is. And now I don't have the sound, but that's just another day. This is as much as I could get. It's already 4:30. But there, you can see my compact cam for the switch is working fine. You can see what I did with the board. The board from Roy, I flipped over. I took the heater off. I drilled it and tapped it so I could mount it on top of the Flyer. It's all burned out one, but you can see where I mounted it. I used these last two lugs here to hold it down. Had to do some trimming to get it to fit the way I wanted and all that, but it's pretty okay. I mean, it fits pretty okay. I did a test fit. It's exactly the right width, unfortunately. What's happened with this, and this Hudson is a fairly big, big engine, but inside there you'll see little bent wire, and that holds on the railing, and that bent wire is sometimes catching. So I don't know if I'm going to have to take an edge off or cut a bevel or something on this board to get some clearances. I did have to bevel the nose. If you can see that board, I beveled that nose a little bit. There's nothing out there that I needed. So that was fine. And they're not touching. Those are just pads for bolting it down for strength. It's not anything, so that's okay. So at this point, we would be chugging through the yard, puff, 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 puff. And even if I wanted a bigger puff, I'm not going to get it. And part of the couple problems here is I'm not getting any voltage because I'm using a conventional DC. I say conventional. It's a Lionel DC controller, which runs a DC motor fine, but it's not a wireless controller like the TMCC or the MTH DCS. So I don't have 8 or 9 volts at the track, and then adjusting the motor volume, the motor RPM remote control through circuitry. I'm adjusting motor control through voltage, and as you can see, I'm less than 5 volts. And the book on his piece here says the fan starts at 5 and the pulsing starts at 8. Well, shit. By the time I get up to 8 volts, this thing is rattling and carrying on like crazy. So we're flying down the track. So if I go any faster, the pulsing now, maybe it's there, but guess what? It's so close together, you can't tell it. See? Now, the other option I may have is to bite the bullet on the 2 pulses and just go for 4 pulses and cut it back to 2. So it's 2 strokes per rev, which is not accurate, but maybe with this controller, you know, the low-end approach without wireless control, without 8 volts to the track, maybe that's what you have to do. I don't know. But at any rate, we're pretty close. I'm feeling better than I did yesterday, that's for sure. My lab system worked out for me. I did a test earlier today. I could do a lot of tests quickly, verifying that I had the diodes in the right spot and all that, so I'm feeling really good about everything else. Now, the only other variation I have that I could be testing would be on my switch, my chuff trigger switch, which I've documented here, where I have a normally open in the middle and a normally closed out on the end. And I'm out on the end, so I'm on a normally closed.